Welcome everybody to the two-man power trip, the black man starting the nerd lifestyle. I'm Nicholas, Mr. Go With The Flow.
And I'm the man with the plan, Maurice.
And we're back with another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast. What's up, co-host?
What's good, bro? What's good?
Hey, we're kicking off Black History Month right. Black Anime Podcast number 202 in the building. Let's go. We black, blackity, black, blackity, black, blackity, black.
Just extra black this month.
Yup. You know what it is. All right, so on that point, we step into that vibe, guys. So, over the weekend, we was all chilling. It was Royal Rumble weekend, so we was back in the fan building. Legends was super packed out from top to bottom, all around and stuff like that. So, it was kind of enjoying Royal Rumble as a family like that. So that was the main part, starting off for the weekend.
Yeah. It was nice seeing everybody from Rumble.
Yep. As follow up from the week prior when we seen everybody, so it's good kick back into Rumble season and stuff.
Right.
So that was good and stuff like that. How was your weekend in general?
It was cool. Like I said, Saturday was chill. Sunday was the Rumble.
Yeah. Well,
all good vibe.
No. Saturday was the Rumble.
Oh yes, yo.
Yeah, it's because we getting on that Saturday pay-per-view schedules thing.
Yeah, I'm still not used to it, man.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it at all.
Yeah, I be forgetting all the time.
Yeah, so Saturday itself was Rumble. Yeah, you're right. It was chill. It was cool. Sunday, I just chilled.
Mm-hmm. Same here for the most part for us.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Yeah.
I needed Janelle to take out Chelsea Green, though.
Well, I mean, whatever kind of voodoo she probably put on her is why she got taken out so quick. So. Boom. And she wasn't there long enough to injure herself. So there you go.
True.
Because I mean, that's how I reminded Kenya that who she was. She came out. She was like, "Who the hell that was?" And I was like, "Wrist." And she was like, "Oh yeah, the one that broke her wrist."
I didn't know who it was. He did at first. I was like,
"See?"
"Who that?"
Yeah. Well, she got the Boo Boo record. So there you go.
You go.
Yeah. So that was kind of the chill part of the weekend. The weekend was chill, seeing everybody for the Rumble and stuff like that. How was the work week?
Oh, it's been a roller coaster. It's been up and down.
Oh shit! So what's been happening on your regards?
So they had some layoffs today, which they didn't tell us about.
Boo. Uh-oh.
Yeah, so a couple of my friends from the other team that are not here anymore.
Damn.
So that sucks.
Is it due to any kind of reason, or it's just that time, or?
No, it's something they had planned already.
This I know y'all was going through a transition, like a merger or something like that. So like, is it because of that? Or?
No, it's just more organization restructuring.
Clearing out.
Yeah.
And this was kind of announced at last minute. Just nobody was prepared for it.
We just found out today, so it was like,
damn.
We knew they was planning it, but we didn't know when.
Yeah, but then surprise and toss a nigga out like Jazz.
Yeah, yo, that's exactly how I went for someone, and I'm just like, bruh.
That's cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded. I was
that's business for you and shit like that. But yeah, so surprise layoffs. What? Anything else? Or that was kind of the main thing.
No, that was the main thing for today. For today, otherwise the week has just been dragging.
Yeah, I definitely feel on that. Work wasn't nothing was too crazy. I was back in the booth a little bit to help some people, but other than that, I've been kind of like on the things have been quiet for the most part. Things have been chill, so it's kind of just bited on by and stuff like that. And now we kind of just pushing towards next month when we out on this trip. So it's like,
did you see your protege?
That was the funny thing I forgot to tell you last week. Like after we had the discussion about it that Friday, I ran into my protege. So I was like, God, that was funny. I said hi and stuff like that. So I was like, that was the last time I saw it was like that last Friday. So I was just funny how that was that kind of camera moment. Like we talked and then boom, I met her at the time clock.
Like, there you go.
But that's kind of it. Other than that, like you said, it was kind of a dragging week for the most part. Things been kind of on the slow, and then I'm pretty sure, other than probably gonna go see Kenya this weekend, looking like another chill one because it looked like it's ice cold.
It's gonna be Brick City.
And then on top of that, old boy Groundhog done seen the boy Shadow, so he said it's gonna be another cold 6 weeks.
Yeah, bro.
So I don't know. This temperature was playing on our names, but now it looked like we about to step into some cold season for sure.
It's like the freeze is on. I'm like, oh boy.
That ass. The moment they said tomorrow gonna be cold, and then the weekend gonna be in the negative feelings, I was like, all right. So I know to head over there and just kind of barricade myself in the house pretty much. That's the only vibes I heard.
There you go.
I was talking about shit feeling like Montreal and Canada out here in New York. Like, all right, I heard
I'm gonna need to borrow your weighted blanket.
shit. I mean, I'm not gonna be home to have it, so I'm be enjoying it for the most part. It come good during a nap and after nap, so it's always working. I don't ever since I got this shit, like I don't need the heater in the room. Once I wrap myself under that bitch, that's it. I'm cold knocked out and I'm warm underneath, so I'm Gucci. That shit's good. The only time it do me wrong is when like it really be hit me with the heat, and then I be coming out of my blankets with the mean sweat. Like, oh shit. I mean, like that shit heavy as hell, but other than that, it's always doing me well. So that was definitely a genuine purchase there.
That's what's up.
Yeah. But all right. So, anyways, we move over to off the cuff. And the off the cuff segment I wanted to talk about this week, and this one's a big one on this one. Now, we've been on the DC Down Bad tour for a while, but it looked like finally it's all thanks to James Gunn. But he laid out the slate for us, and I wanted us to talk about this on a breakdown period and stuff like that. So let me take out the information I have here, because this is a lot of content James Gunn then dropped on us in that 5 to 6 minute video. So starting off, I just wanted to get your thoughts on all this stuff, ramble on. All right, so he basically laid out the next probably ideally like 8 to 10 shifting plans that we're going to have in DC. So he said going forward, these are the things that are going to be important. So he said Shazam lays out some bridge work that gets us into what's supposed to be the change of the reset of the universe. So these upcoming things that we thought from before, just like kind of what's left of the remnants, is going to be our launching point. So he said Shazam gonna turn going into the Flash, which I mean, for better or for worse and all hell breaking loose, that's another thing we got to talk about with the whole Ezra Miller debate going forward, because it looks like the Flash is going to be our reset point, and from that point on we'll work whatever happens next. He said also the last remnants of it's going to be Blue Beetle, we're going to get on HBO Max as well, and then Aquaman 2, that's going to be clearing out the last bit of the Snyderverse before we get the universe reset. And then he also talked about the naming of DC Elseworld. DC Elseworld is the stuff outside of the universe, that outside of the DC universe that he's making on his own. So these are the stuff outside it, like, which would be the Joker movie, the Batman Matt Reeves movie, and the upcoming Joker Folie à Deux coming out, Batman Part 2 that was just announced, Teen Titans Go that's continuing on forever, and the Superman and Lois series have not been they're in talks of that stuff, but that's all stuff that's going to be outside of stuff. So what he's saying is what the DC universe is encompassing is between video games, movies, and TV series. So what he basically said is the actors that are signed on for the movies will also be the same ones that will be voicing the animated properties that's within their canon and the video game properties. So that's how he's connecting all those. I'm more or less like down with the way how they ideally want to work with that, because with that, at least it keeps like a continuation in the head and stuff like that. I don't know if the video games they want to make off that is like Easter eggs or canon, or you will have to see when the first couple of video games come out for whatever situation on that. But having everybody in a straight line, like that's the one thing I give DC credit on. They've been good on like maximizing like the best crossover that kind of worked out of nowhere was like the Crisis on Infinite Earth that came out of the Arrowverse, because it crossed over DC properties that's been going on since like the 60s all the way up to the current. Like they took like a couple episodes and like friggin' Easter egg, then fused everything all the way from like animated universe all together. So that's the one thing I can give like DC credit on already that they were doing previously, that they could probably like work all that together. Yeah. All right. So these are going to be the series and their synopsis so far. So starting off he said in 2025 we're getting Superman Legacy. So he said that film will hit theaters. It'll focus on Superman balancing his Krypton heritage with his human upbringing. So it's not an origin story, but it's a kickoff from there. We are getting also Supergirl Women of Tomorrow, which he said is based off the Tom King's comics of the same name, in which we see a Supergirl that's much harsher than we've seen before. She's she's gonna be dealing with the destruction on Krypton and going further and stuff like that. So she'll see the whole shit like that. More or less, we'll get more of an origin story basically off of her. Which, funny enough, they just dropped a Legion of superheroes animated movie that just dropped, and it looks like it's making its own new canon and shit like that, which is a little bit confusing on that. But it kind of feels like that's gonna be the live action version of that movie that just came out.
Okay.
I just watched that, and that seemed like that was kind of the story that they were telling. A big movie that we're getting is the Batman, the Brave and the Bold, which will be a Batman movie focused on Damian Wayne. So it'll be our first Batman and Robin movie since like the Batman Forever series and stuff like that, like official Robin and stuff like that. And it's gonna be interesting seeing Damian because they're skipping on ahead. They're not going any Tim, Jason, or anything. They're going all the way into Damian, which I mean people enjoy Damian. Damian is the wild card and stuff like that. You know, the son of Talia and the grandson of Raish. So that's gonna be crazy. It's a father and son story based on the Grant Morrison comic run, so that'll be fun. He's coming out with another thing called The Authority. So this is Wildstorm's characters will join the DCU as members of the Authority, take matters into their hands to do what they believe is right. I was told that this is like the malevolent version of The Boys. So that, I mean, once you slap the Boys name across anything, you know shit's about to be wild. So that might be like the better version of Eternals in my head. That's what I think. And
okay.
And then also they said they're coming out with Swamp Thing, which will be an investigative dark origin of Swamp Thing. So they're talking about that's going to be like a horror rated R version of the DCU. So that'll be an interesting thing to walk into because a lot of people's not really tempting. Like Marvel just stepped their foot into some horror based aspect with their horror special and stuff like that, but that's not a movie. So they'll be one up on that if they want to go further with that. Some series they got coming is the animated series. They got written by James Gunn. It's called Creature Commandos, which is definitely giving me like a Suicide Squad type of vibe, because specifically I don't know if it's depending on universe bending and what timeline and stuff like that, this is supposed to have Weasel from the Suicide Squad, so he popping up in that shit. And then it's supposed to have Rick Flag and a whole bunch of wild characters like the Bride of Frankenstein and G.I. Robot and a whole bunch of other shit. I know nothing of the Creature Commandos, but it sounds like a cool thing, and it's our first animated mix with movies and shit like that. So that's gonna be cool.
I thought you said Ric Flair at first. I was like, huh?
I mean,
I'm like,
listen, John Cena was part of the Suicide Squad, so I mean, I won't put it against anybody. But yeah, so we're gonna be getting also something called Paradise Lost, which is set in the Themyscira. The drama will focus on the creation and politics of all women society. The events in Paradise Lost take place before Wonder Woman's creation. I think it's gonna be an animated series, and they said it's kind of like a Game of Thrones style thing. So it's gonna be crazy. We're also getting a live action series of Amanda Waller, which will be with Viola Davis. They saw what Black Panther did with Angela Bassett, and then they was like, Viola Davis said, "Sign me up because I'm trying to get awards too on that shit." So she said the series will take place in between Peacemaker season 1 and Peacemaker season 2. So Viola Davis' return stars Amanda Waller, and the show will also include some of Team Peacemaker as well. So we also are getting the Lantern. So we're getting a true detective-like series that follow intergalactic cops like Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. So people are getting the best out of both worlds out of that. So that'll be cool. And then a big one is Booster Gold TV series. So this is a story of a superhero with imposter syndrome who uses technology from the future to pose as a superhero. So that basically breaks down all the movies and the animated and TV series of all the stuff we're getting so far. So James laid that shit out in about 6-minute video, and honestly, I'm totally on board. I'm interested in all the shit. The shit feels different. Shit feels out there. There's not like everybody's talking about. There's not like a relatively big bad that everything's working towards like a Justice League. It's just mini stories that put stuff together. So honestly, hopefully James, I mean, he's at the writing of some of these. Some of these is deviated out for different projects and shit like that. And hopefully it's just a slew of good stories that come together and just it's part of the DC universe. As not trying to follow the Marvel formula and just gives us different stories. What's your thoughts on it?
No Black Adam?
No, not at all. He's looking at He's looking at the outside, looking in. I heard a joke somebody said about Dwayne wanting to start his own movie universe, and I was like, what the fuck does that mean? They bounced him out.
Put it past the way.
They bounced him they bounced him ideally out of the Fast and Furious, and he's tried to do Hobbs and Shaw on his own, and that was one thing, but it didn't go. I haven't heard anything sequel on that shit. And then he got bounced out of the DC universe, so it's like he got bounced out of 2 universes. So what movie universes is he making now?
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
He coming up with random comics or something?
I don't know, man. He might use Roman in the Tribal Chief. You never know.
I mean, definitely got a slew of people if you want to. I mean, maybe it's the Samoan universe, movie universe, the SMU. Yeah, there you go, and then they could challenge over, head of the table shit over there.
Right, you never know. We'll have to just wait and see.
But what's your thoughts on the new slate and the workout?
I like it.
Yeah,
since they have a plan, so maybe DC might be in the middle of this year.
Yeah. Let's hope they stick and work to their plan and stuff like that. But nonetheless, this is finally the up that DC fans and everybody's kind of been waiting for. The reset, everything's working off new. It's kind of a weird launching pad for everything to work off, and they be talking about kind of possible multiverses or something like shit. All I know is right now they're at like ground 1, level 0, gods and monsters they trying to work through and all that stuff. After that, I'm hoping they can finally fucking realize or work their way into some Static Shock and the later heroes instead of having to reset back to the basic first generation ones again.
Yeah, and get Ezra Miller the heck out of here.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck they keep having meetings with the guy about, and him getting scot free off of charges. Like, forget cut and run. What the hell's wrong with y'all? Y'all don't want Henry Cavill as Superman, but y'all want to keep this dangerous actual supervillain
exactly
on just because he cries some tears and on the apology tour. Like, bruh,
nah, get him out of here.
Y'all are lucky to be scraping by on the fact that y'all got to keep putting out the fact that the Flash movie is resetting shit. They're talking about the Flash is the best superhero movie you ever seen. That's nice and all, but like, get him the fuck out of here, bro. Don't stop talking to him about possibly getting back. He lost the opportunity. He is not that important. Get another Flash. There's a million people y'all casting.
Yep.
Like, it's never that important. Y'all resetting the whole universe off this movie told me enough that y'all trying to can this shit. So just do that shit and call it a day, bro.
Yep.
It's never that serious. It's never that serious, guys.
Do that reboot, get him out of here.
Exactly. So yeah.
Keep it pushing.
But yeah. So just off that. So we wish the best for DC pretty much going forward, and nothing. It's so funny because by the time 2025 kick around, DC finally ready to jumpstart, and we at the Kang Dynasty at that point.
Yep.
So like, best of luck. That's all.
It's gonna be interesting.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun time to go back in the movies. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So that's up on that. All right. So slipping into nerd and reboot news, we got a couple up here. So just like we was talking about the success of Last of Us last week, Last of Us season 2 just got like announced right off the bat, like right after we had this discussion. They was like, oh, we heard, yeah. So they officially announced season 2. So that's greenlit.
Said heard you.
Yep. Another thing on the news, DC said that once this thing starts going, they're trying to do 2 movies and 2 series a year. So that 2025, I guess they drop in Superman and something else, and whatever series they out to at that point, it'll probably be maybe the Waller and the Commando series probably that's working its way. But yeah, two movies and 2 series sounds pretty much good enough.
Yep.
Nothing to overload the systems and shit. So away from that, did you hear the bullshit that's happening with Netflix?
Yes.
The end of March is gonna be a tough going into April. Netflix is going go crazy because, man, whatever the hell they doing is fucking up the everything. Shit don't make no sense. Talking about you every 31 days or every 30 days you gotta log into your account from the home Wi-Fi to get into the shit, and only can be accessed from the home Wi-Fi, and the official account only can have it, and you can't have Netflix from different, or like, I'm so confused.
This is a bunch of BS.
This shit makes no sense. And we're not even talking about from the people who are not officially paying the account. The niggas who own the account can't even go and leave their house to watch Netflix at another place. That's what it sounds like.
It's basically saying that the gist of it is, it's saying what it's saying is that any device that you have Netflix or your Netflix account on, it has to check in from your home Wi-Fi every 31 days.
That makes no sense.
I'm like, like I said, come March, I'm done because I'm doing.
Yeah, no, legit.
I'm done.
This makes no sense. There's going to be a mass exodus by April. By April,
Yeah.
once they enact this shit, there's a mass exodus. And Netflix is losing shit ton everything pretty much, man. Because people are laughing, talking about people who don't pay is telling them themselves. Nah, nigga, the niggas who are paid is tight.
Yeah, I keep raising rates, and I'm like, you do not. It's like it's not at this point. It's not worth it.
They're
like,
raising rates. They're getting rid of shows. They're
exactly. The shows you watch, they get rid of. So I'm like, what the fuck?
They're constantly shooting themselves in the fucking foot. So I'm super confused. I'm super confused.
Just annoying me. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, bet.
This is gonna be a thing that we'll have to follow going into April. But this is insane on what the hell they doing. But yeah. So moving forward, the series. Have you seen on my blog before, right?
Yeah. Well, I watched the whole thing. Yep.
Oh, okay. So today they just released the spinoff called Free Ridge. So that continues the story. Basically, it's the story of another group of kids, but it's in the On My Block universe. It's just basically niggas on the block, but you see a whole bunch of cameos from other people and shit like that. The show is both wild. I would define that show so far because I've seen like 80% of it already, and I would categorize as that show is hilariously intense as hell, but it's definitely the same kind of vibes you get from like the first group and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend it, but the show is intensely funny. The shit is the energy is raised up to like 10 out there. So, and I guarantee after the first 6 minutes to like the first episode, if you ain't in it, you like the shit is insane, and you probably gonna be laughing your ass off. That's a good shit. So I'm happy they keeping up with the series kind of in general.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's what's up.
Definitely.
Gotta add it to my list.
Definitely. We also have more news. We got more Dragon Ball Z and Fortnite. So you seen they added Gohan and Piccolo, and Gohan I think has a specific axe or something, a beast axe or something in there.
Yeah, I saw bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, so I never understand the collab, and I don't play Fortnite. So when they just add collabs, I just see what the hell's going on. Today I saw that they doing a Junji Ito Halloween collab, which is gonna be creepy in itself with the old head balloons, and I don't understand how that work in Fortnite. But Fortnite the place to make every collab under the sun work, so I guess they doing that. Fortnite is the Mugen with guns I never expected to see, pretty much.
Yeah,
they got every motherfucker in there.
Yeah, that's
something.
Everybody going to Fortnite at this point.
Pretty much. So moving forward, we also have so they announced that they're officially doing the King of the Hill reboot, and it's coming to Hulu.
Okay.
So that's coming back, and then they also said the Futurama reboot that they're working on should be dropping on Hulu in the summer. So that's good. So they have that working.
That's what's up.
Yep. So also we got earlier on in this week we got an Instagram video of Will Smith pulling up to Martin Lawrence's house. So they said the time is right. So it's looking like we should be getting some more information about this soon, I guess, or sooner or later. But we getting the next Bad Boys movie for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, when we went to go see the last one, they kind of left it open-ended that there was continuing more. After we thought it was going to finish like everything out, but like the way how it ended, it just felt like they was going to do more.
No, shoot.
Pretty much working with that. So between that and then we also got the teasers have been kind of coming out this week, but we got the poster of Fast 10. So the Fast and Furious series coming to an end pretty soon. I think it's dropping in the summer.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Also Hulu's been doing their things where they've been cutting off shows in general, and I just wanted to talk about the fact that the show Reboot got canned. So Reboot got canceled.
Yeah, wait, Reboot got canceled?
Yeah. The show Reboot, and it was fun. Thing about it is, I was watching it, and that show was hilarious, and it was tackling reboot culture in general, and it left off in like a cliffhanger and shit like that. It was a pretty good show, but it got canceled, and that was kind of a sad thing, but also a funny thing in general that like a show called Reboot got canceled.
This is something that randomly popped in my head. What happened to the Blade movie?
Oh, what happened was we talked about it from before, but a whole bunch of shit was happening because the director fell out. Mahershala Ali wasn't feeling the script, and then that shit dropped, and then they had the workshop to get a new director and fix up the script and stuff like that for them to start filming again. I think filming's supposed to happen. I don't know if it started already, but I think it's supposed to happen in either spring or the summer.
Okay.
So I don't know where it's gonna fit in going forward. I don't know if it's supposed to happen. I don't know if this Blade movie is supposed to happen in between Kang Dynasty. Like I think it might be a thing like how they did Captain Marvel before Endgame. So it might be a Blade movie before Secret Wars.
Okay.
Yeah. So but yeah, we got that, and then also we heard the voice of the Seth Rogen for his Donkey Kong character in the Mario movie.
Ooh.
Yeah. It just sounded like your regular. It sounded like your regular Seth Rogen, as you would expect. Also we had a poster of the One Piece live action, which. Boy, I mean, the poster and the image look good and all, but like after this week of what and we reviewed this series too, but it was the live action Cowboy Bebop, and after Watanabe said that shit was, he said after the first few seconds he was like that shit didn't feel like Bebop at all. After that, I mean, I don't know, Oda working on this shit, but like I would die laughing if like after this shit dropped. Oda like, yeah, this didn't feel like One Piece at all. I'm like, bro, Oda, you said you was hands on, man. Hands in. He was like, I'm hands on into this money.
Yep. He's like, huh? He's like, you know the thing. So he's like, yo, Oda trying to get this money. He trying.
Yep. Shit. He know where his treasure lies. So shit. Yep. So and then also the last thing was I did see I didn't even go fully check if it's officially there now, but at the time I did see a layout before February started that Chainsaw Man was supposed to be coming to Netflix. So people who haven't seen the anime series in general, they can go watch fully on Netflix now. I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
I don't know.
That's good.
I think
it's there. That's what's up.
Yeah, I think rights is just up in the air. So this is just open for everybody to watch before Netflix does their hui. So everybody could just finish out their watching stuff before April, and then the mass exodus hits.
Yeah, I want to see how long it's gonna take them to backtrack on this one.
Oh boy, once they see that shit done drop heavy in April, I think they're gonna backtrack by the end of April. They be like, you know what, fuck it, no, go back to sharing.
Like, you tried it.
We definitely tried it.
You tried it.
We definitely fucked up. But yeah, so that's the end of reboot nerd news. So we close on that. So we shift over. It's time for the main event. The main event segment of this week, we diving back into A Shot of Kurosake. We are doing Summertime Rendering, episode 1 and 2. You can get that streaming on Hulu right now, both sub and dub. So let's get into some fast facts on Summertime Rendering. Like I was saying last week, this is one of the first Disney expansions into anime for Disney Plus, but the controversy lied into the fact that it was region locked to Disney Plus in Japan only, so you couldn't really find it if you had Disney Plus in America. So that was kind of the back and forth. So it was locked so far that like it missed out on all the hype of when it was dropping and all the good stuff that was coming out around it. So it kind of missed the boat. So it became the sleeper hit of 2022 in general. So that's why like nobody could know about it unless you was like on the pirated websites and stuff like that, like Go Anime or something like that. So that was the only way you was like following other than that, because nobody kind of knew what was going on. So like I was saying, now it's out now on Hulu, both sub and dub. This is a Japanese manga turned TV series written and illustrated by Yusuke Tanaka. It was in Shueisha magazine of Shonen Jump Plus. They have announced, along with this series, that along with the anime, they're making a live action of that. Escape game and a video game about the story in general. So this is under a suspense mystery supernatural show.
Mm-hmm.
The manga running from October 2017 to February 2021 with 13 volumes, and the anime run with 25 episodes going from April 2022 to September 2022. The basic layout is a young boy returns home after an invite on an event brings him back, and suspicious events start occurring pretty much from there. So we can step into episode 1, Goodbye Summer Days.
Right, so the episode starts. I'm going straight to the episode. So
Yeah.
episode starts where we see a boat on some water, right? And then we get our first intro. I don't want to butcher your name, buddy. I don't want to butcher your name. Yes, Shinpei.
Yeah.
Shinpei and Ushido.
Yep.
I know I'm butcher one of them.
Yeah.
Right, so they're on the boat. They're chatting it up. And then we see this little static effect going on.
Mm-hmm.
And Ushi was telling him, like, yo, I can't stay. He's like, I gotta go. I'm like, what? What's going on?
Yep.
He's like, what you talking? Shinpei's like, what you talking about?
Yeah.
So she starts walking towards the edge of the boat.
She started talking about she can't come with him and a whole bunch of shit. He was like, what the fuck's going on?
Right, and she take care of Mio, and he's running to her, and she's getting even more staticky.
Yep.
And it just fades into static.
Mm-hmm.
He reaches out, and then the next thing you know, he falls into some lady's breast.
Yeah, he awakened himself in some titties.
Yeah.
And instantly he was like, wait, where the fuck am I? And then he realized what had happened. He was trying to apologize real fast, but it's too late. That smack coming, and that smack was hard as hell. That girl got some Gunther hands because she laid that print straight on his face.
Listen, that was Stephanie McMahon approved.
Yep, 100%. That is a lady of violence for sure.
Right, 'cause he was like, I'm sorry, here, smack.
He was like, too late, nigga. I know what you was on.
So the glasses cringed stuff, she was like,
It's funny because this happened instantly, and you wouldn't notice this like right off the bat. But I looked at it, and like right off the bat, when you know when they close up on him after he got that smack, it was so funny because then you see like two different eyes from the homie, and you like, damn, did she smack this nigga that hard?
Like, listen, he got the whole handprint on his face.
Yeah, he got the whole handprint, and then he got two different eye colors. You like, damn, how hard she smacked this nigga?
She smacked the life out of him.
Yeah, so he arrived at the location right after that, after that shenanigans.
Right? So at this point, he get the boat, the person who's driving the boat, they tie up the boat, they anchor the boat, and he's telling us about his hometown.
Yeah,
and he's telling us why he's there.
Yeah, the reason he said is because his friend Ushio is dead, so he came here for a funeral.
Yeah.
All right, so like right off the bat, right in there, we start to see a girl riding down, and we get our introduction to Mio.
Yes, and she's riding. She's like, I can't stop. This ain't it. Mm-hmm. And then so she hits the barrier and flies into the water.
Yup, just walks off and just flies off. Accident and embarrassment, she just flies off straight into the water.
Yeah, and
it's also explained that Mio is Ushio's little sister.
Yeah, and then so you going in there after she dropped completely take a dunk in the ocean. Mm-hmm. He's like, he goes to help out of the water. And he asked her first, "Is she okay?" He's like, I was just sweaty, and I just wanted to take a dip."
Yeah, jokes.
Yeah,
yeah, she a silly one. But while they're walking and talking, you notice the woman that Shinpei ran into earlier. She passed on by.
Yeah, in the cut. She was in the cut.
Mm-hmm.
So as they're walking and talking, and we get the little background of Ushiro and Shinpei, how they were friends, and all of their history for the most part.
Yeah, Mio also said he don't sound the same, meaning that he been gone for a while. She said you a city man.
She like, you lost your country tang.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow. Shit. Right, so they're walking, they're talking. He even says that they're not talking about anything in particular.
Yeah, and then they end up walking up to the funeral setup.
Yeah,
and right when they walk up to the funeral setup, we get our opening, which is a bunch. I explained it. It was a bunch of like riffs and samples and made stuff with drawings from like the whole opening feels like a mystery vibe. You're like, what the fuck's going on?
It fits the show. It fits
100%. So after that finishes, we're officially like back at the funeral.
Yeah, so back at the funeral, and we see. There's a lot of people there, so.
Yep. And Shinpei is explaining that his family is he's close by Ushio's family because he explained he lost his parents at a young age.
Yeah, and then so after that, we see We see Mio at the grave. We see Mio at the funeral. She drops her flowers down. We see all the pictures. We see their childhood picture of all three of them.
Yeah. Shinpei's also reflecting at the time. He was like, the last time he talked to Ushio, he said he would make curry when he returns back to it, but he never came back in time, so now she's gone. So he feels bad about it.
Yeah, that's gotta be so effed up, man. It's
that's like when you leave that promise and then you can't fulfill it for your friend. So that's a shame. While Shinpei looks over the photo, he overhears some ladies talking in the background, and they talk about the autopsy and somebody checking on the body and stuff like that.
And then we see a flash.
Yeah, and somebody pissed about that. He was like, some dude who hold the whole funeral. He said, "No flash photography." What the fuck was that?
Yeah, take no pictures, son. What are you doing? Mm-hmm. Right. And then the next thing we see somebody grab up Shinpei from behind.
Yeah, some man is blubbering and apologizing to Shinpei and shit like that.
Yeah, and this is our intro to Sue. I'm probably butchering that too.
I think it's even in the dub. I think it was Sue. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is an old homie.
Yeah, and so he gives him some details about. He's like, yeah, they did not autopsy, but there's more to check out the body. He saw there with ligature marks, and so Shinpei was like, what?
Yeah, and he was also explaining that Ushio, the cause of her death was she was saving the little girl, the Shaori girl.
Yeah, man. So and then we get a shot of her there, and he was telling her that she hadn't spoken since the incident because she's been traumatized.
Yeah, she just shocked. She's just standing there with like a blank expression.
Yeah. So at this point, they go into the funeral procession. Mm-hmm. We see the van pull up.
Yeah, they said it's time to carry the casket.
And they ask Shinpei for help, and Shinpei, of course, he obliges, and they carry it up. And she would tell him he would fill him in on the rest later.
Yep. So we move on to the house, and in the house they making curry and fixing everything for the family that's just spend that time in honor of her. They even set a plate and table and stuff like that for the fallen girl and stuff like that. And they wait until the adopted dad Alan comes home. And after fixing up the funeral and stuff like that, the family's all together and they eating the sisters on her.
Yeah, Alan came in. He's like, "Yeah, you supposed to be helping."
Yo, my mom died over this scene because she was walking across when I was taking my notes and stuff like that. She was like, "My only job is eating."
Right? It's like, "Nah, my job is to eat." I was like, "Bruh."
Shit funny. So after that, after they eat and enjoy and stuff like that, then the scene cuts off, and then we see Mio out at night when she runs into the sheriff, and the sheriff finds her and asks why she's out at night.
Yeah, just staring up at the house. I'm like,
shit strange there.
Yeah, this was very strange.
Mm-hmm. So Shinpei goes back into his room and he starts talking to Sue about what happened.
Yeah, and they were saying they found ligature marks of her, so they think he was like, think maybe murder. He's like,
yep.
You sure?
He was like, too much was sus since the whole incident was happening.
Yeah, man. He was like, yo, bro.
Yeah.
It's like too much sequences. He's like, we was at the beach. He's like, Mia jumped in. I jumped right in after her. I didn't see anybody suspicious.
He said, shit, the math wasn't mathing on this shit.
Yeah, like something ain't right.
Yep. So after he finishes his conversation with Sue, Mio knocks on his door. She brings Shinpei the necklace, and then hugs him, and she's in tears, breaking down, and she also thinks that her sister was murdered.
Yeah.
So
she was like, I'll never forgive who did this to my sister. And I was like,
yeah, Shinpei trying to put shit together. He like, oh, all right, so we got two people thinking she got murdered and stuff like that. And he's also reflecting on the necklace because he's thinking about when he gave it to Ushio when they was kids and stuff like that. And he after he talked to Mio and she's trying to bring herself up and goes back to her room. He's looking at the necklace and he's got a tearful moment. He actually sheds a couple tears and stuff like that and lays back in the bed. He's all flung up about it.
Yeah, he's like he was like she kept it this whole time. It's like
yeah, the memory of a fallen friend just keeps hitting them one by one just to follow his stuff. So he He cries himself to sleep, and that was kind of it for that night. And then the morning we shift back, and we're at the family restaurant.
Yep.
And I said, when he was fixing up that food, I was like, damn, yo, anime food always look phenomenal.
Yeah, nah, that food was looking. I was like, yo, can I get a plate? Bring me a plate.
Nice. That's whatever y'all making, pass a nigga a plate.
Yep.
That
Like,
shit great.
bring me a plate.
So Shinpei is extra nice because, man, homie came back. This is essentially ideally like him visited and him on vacation, but his ass went straight back to work.
Yep.
My son helping with the funeral, my son helping at home, and he helping with the restaurant. So he taking orders, he fixing the food and shit like that. Like, damn.
Son's out here trying to distract himself as much as possible.
Big facts. So Shinpei goes up and he taking orders or something like that, and he just outed by some random man that he trying to fix orders for when he fixes shit around, and some random man talk about, are you looking for that girl with the big titties? I was like, god damn.
Yo, I was like,
this nigga was blessed. He couldn't even say that shit off the side. He couldn't whisper that shit in his ear. Yo, Mio in the corner, she was like, what the fuck?
right? She's like, who you looking at with the? And he's like, sir, you must be drunk. You had too much to drink.
That ass, I'm like, these niggas wildin' shit. Y'all wildin' out here. So while he going through the different customers and stuff like that, we meet the officer we saw the night before. His name is Tetsu. He the sheriff.
Yep. So he coming in, he asked for his usual, and then Shinpei's like his usual. So he leans over here. We see him looking at all the naughty stuff on his phone.
Yeah, and then talk about I want Mio to take my order. She a little cutie. I was like, all right, my nigga, I don't know the ages of all this shit, but you might be wildin', officer.
Yeah, officer.
Shit's fucking weird, man. But he said, but we got some information out of him. He said the family of the little girl just went up and gone missing.
Yeah, and then when Mia heard that, she flew out. She flew out of the restaurant.
Like, what the hell? She just dipped. They said their market was closed, so Kobe Mart is closed and shit like that. So nobody could find the family and everything gone disappearing. So you like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. He's like, what?
Like a day after the funeral, that's sus as hell.
Right, and then he talked about how they the shop was in debt, so maybe they ran away to hide from their lenders.
That too.
And I'm like,
But
that's sus.
It was like everything just gone. Nobody packed up nothing. So I don't know what they was dipping on the shit. So
right, then Shinpei goes to find Mio and they have a moment.
Yep. And they talk about how the little girl was acting strange again. They talk about how Mio was like, I feel like I was being watched.
Yeah, like
And they just talking things out, and they talk about the story of kind of shadows and stuff like that, like the old tale that used to run around the city. And then we get introduced to the random man who just cut into their conversation, the fisherman named Nezu. He showed up talking about the shadows and the shadow madness, the craziness about it, like how they kill it and steal your bodies and stuff like that, and to be cured of it, you got to go to the shrine.
Yeah, right.
And they taking it off. They ideally taking this off as like a tale of shit.
Yeah,
like
superstition or something like that.
Pretty much that just runs around the city, and there's stories on that shit. So they was like, whatever, random man cutting into our fucking conversation.
Right, they ain't paying him no real mind.
Yeah. But Mio said, I heard the story as well, and Mio was kind of like, she was like, low key, he spitting some facts. So like I think he talking something. He might be on to something. That ass. So we see a flashback to them seeing her sister's shadow as like they was looking off, and it was like, what the fuck? Like her and Ushio was just picking up garbage and shit like that, and they look off to like the cliff, and it looks like they seeing her. So that's I was like, Mio was like, nah, that shit didn't make no sense. So that's why I kind of low-key believe in this story right now.
Oh, yeah, this story looking real legitimate right now.
She said that math is matching just correctly. So she said, then like a few days after, like she said, a few days after seeing that shit, some shit had happened to her sister. So it's like, that shit is coming together.
Like,
So
things are not what they seem around this piece.
Exactly. So Shinpei helps her and tries to cheer her up with all the shit because she kind of getting spooked with with all the 1+1 = 2 on the shadow shit.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So they go into the shrine and they trying to clear Mio of all her suspicions and stuff like that. They're at the shrine and then they realize someone's in the bushes. So they was like, what the fuck's going on? And they ended up chasing and they hear a gunshot.
Yeah, boom. I'm like, oh shoot.
Yeah, so they run further into the bushes and then we run into the girl we saw earlier and she holding up her side because the old girl got shot.
Facts, bro. Yo, facts.
Yo, so she trying to talk her stuff out and she trying to say some stuff and Shinpei, like, he's sending Mio out to go get anybody to help and stuff like that. So she grabbed onto Shinpei, the girl who got shot, and she grabbed onto him and she's trying to explain shit further.
Izuru, yep.
Yeah, and she's trying to explain stuff, and she's trying to say anything. She's trying to explain what's happening, and the midway she's trying to explain who she seen did it. All we see is the next gunshot, and bam, right through her head. So she aced. She done. That's it. She just shot. Done and dead.
And then we see Mio hold up a gun to Mio.
Yeah, we was like, what the fuck? And then instantly, there was, with no hesitation, after we see this, she pulled the trigger. Only shot, Mio dead. So Mio died. So Mio dead right off of that. And then without us having the time to even think, Mio pulled the shotty, she pulled another bullet, and she shoot, and she shot out our main character Shinpei, and he dead. So we got all three of these niggas dead.
Right? And then again, Shinpei wakes up in some titties.
Yeah, this nigga get hit with the static, this nigga get pulled back, he wake up out of a dream, and then he wake up in some titties, and that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And then we got the theme, and boy, I don't even want to, the history I have with this theme, the cliffhangers that these motherfuckers be doing with this goddamn thing, when you hear this shit is the ending theme is a ripper in my head, and this shit is a mind-bending banger. This shit, when you see this series in general, that island is gonna piss you the hell off later.
Yo, I'm already on board. Yo,
the final impression of this shit is, boy, that's got to be one of the best episode 1 cliffhangers ever. Cause what the fuck?
Yo, this some Steins Gate shit.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm here for it.
100%. A murder mystery straight off the bat. We killing main characters in the first episode, first of all. Goddamn. This nigga got on this boat. He came here for a funeral. He didn't know it was his funeral. Goddamn.
Right?
Shit. Not only to be introduced with all three of these people, but for them all to get shot in the head. This episode is wild.
Yeah.
100% wild.
Yo, they got all burnt. I'm like,
and the
wow.
shit was graphic as hell. They got shot, heads was busting. Blood was flying everywhere.
Yeah, this shit was wild.
So I said my final impressions, I said everything goes into the cliffhanger. Wild start, end of first episode, and everything that puts the mystery in the place is nuts. It's a murder mystery you were trying to figure out the whole time what the fuck is going on. Definitely recommend it. You got to be going forward. What's your final impression?
My final impression that, yo, this was wild from beginning to end. This was crazy. I'm like, bruh, I got so many questions. Like, I ain't never going to this island.
Oh, hell no. What the fuck? They talk about this is a legacy of shit and Shadow Madness and shit like that. And the funny thing about it is, there was a news report earlier on this week that was like, I wanted to share the shit. And I said, this shit is summertime rendering inspired. Because they was like, some lady was on a vacation and she saw her doppelganger from Instagram where she was. And she followed her to wherever her location was while she was on vacation. And she killed her and took her spot. I was like, is that not Shadow Madness?
Wow.
I was like, deadass, is that not Shadow Madness? How the hell y'all found this whole information out? I was like, that is some summertime rendering inspired ass shit. Cause I was like, that is so fucking wild.
Yeah, that's wild as fuck. I was like, what?
I said that is definitely Shadow Madness if I ever fucking done heard it.
If I got a doppelganger out there, you better stay where you at.
Shit. Oh, especially when we going on vacation.
Exactly, nah. You listen.
Nigga, if we see some niggas in UK, bro, we fighting. We scrapping. Right? We scrapping. They can only be one, and it's gonna be us. Shit. All right, so let's step into episode 2, ironically entitled Shadows.
Right. So we start here. More water.
Yep. And we got Mio holding the little dead girl, and Usha. We get a flashback. So
Yep.
this is back to the time of the whole death, and we getting the whole layout, but this time like Shinpei, we're seeing it, and then Shinpei is seeing it from above, so he getting a flash of all the shit that's going on. So Mio's holding the little girl that was surviving her drowning. Everybody yelling, trying to save Ushio.
Yep.
They trying to do CPR. They trying to do everything under the sun, but they ain't feel no pulse, so she fading.
Yep. And then he statics out.
Yep, and then once again we see Shinpei, and he back into some titties. back into the titties, and back to the smack again.
Yo, he's probably like, yo, what the fuck?
He said, I know his reaction, like, damn, that slap hurt again.
Right? He's like, not again. Oh man.
Yeah, so we officially got the this is the episode we get the name of the lady. So this is where we get Hizuru officially, the lady who officially we've been introduced through her getting shot.
Right? And of course, he still lives with that palm print on his face.
Yeah, and then he starts to talk on the events. He's like, what the hell's happening? He's like, all this shit is running on some Groundhog Day, which ironically today's Groundhog Day. Mm-hmm. But he's going through like Groundhog Day state of events, going back in time, rewinding shit like that. He's like, all right, what the fuck's going on? He's checking his time clock and everything. He's like, all right, I remember what's happening, but what the fuck am I in a main dream? Like, what? How am I flashed back into the boat?
Right? He's like, I'm back here again. Like, yo, deja vu. What's going on?
Yeah, he's going back in time by a day and realized that whoever killed him was he's like, nah, now I believe in the shadow bullshit, because what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
So basically, we get a layout of a story called Swamp Man, and that's where everybody gets the Shadow Madness story from. He said the village that is told about shadows taking over and stuff like that. So basically, this whole Shadow Madness story came from that book, and the author and stuff like that, whoever wrote about it, officially pretty much on that.
So at this point, the boat docks again, and they get off.
Yep, shit is back on the island, and right after that, we get the theme played, which is kind of the same vibes.
Yo, like, it's a setup, y'all. It's a setup.
Yep. So we back on the island, and he starts to realize stuff from yesterday is happening again.
Right, and so this time he sees Mio riding the bike, and this time he actually tries to stop the bike.
Yeah, but the water, the Mio falls into the water again, and he tries to save her.
Yep. He's like, shoot. He's like, this time I ain't doing it.
Yep. So things rolling forward, everyone doing pretty much the same stuff. I said we ran into Alan kind of the same way again.
Yep.
Back at the funeral again, we reliving July 22nd. So that's running around. He remembers Sue's words that she might have been killed.
Now I did peep something right before that next scene is that we saw her brake line was cut.
Yes. Yeah. So he was noticing
sabotage.
So he noticed that was sus as well. Somebody on the up and up trying to do some shit on Mio, plotting. So she ain't just clumsy. It's someone plotting on her demise for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So back at the stuff, he thinking about all the stuff that he can shift between today and tomorrow, like just in general.
Yeah.
So Shin thinking about them shadows and things.
Yeah, he's at the funeral. He's like, this is deja vu all over again. We see Hizuru in the cut, keeping an eye on things too.
Yep.
And now he done been through all this already, so he's just like, yo, what the blue hell is going on?
He trying to figure out these pieces and putting shit together.
Right? He's just like, damn. He's like, I'm trying to figure this. He really trying to figure out, like, what is the end game and what is going on? How am I back here? I know I got clipped.
I got shot. Yeah.
Right?
Shit, he got shot. He don't blitz or what that?
Right? He like, I got clipped. So what I'm doing here?
Yeah, exactly. So it's wild. So all right. So you see. So he's trying to gather information of all that stuff. So he's thinking about how the family got aced out the night prior to all the shit happening. So he's trying to figure out shit in his head. He's trying to see if he can piece things together and maybe assist and find out what happened to the family and stuff like that. So he hides out the night prior.
Staking out.
Yeah, staking out. He's out, and then he sees Mio out, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" Then he sees Tetsu pull up, but he's like, "Why is Mio out in her school outfit?" He like, "What the fuck is going on?" And Tetsu it says, "Hi Mio, I don't know why you out at nighttime and what's going on." And then out of nowhere, OD girl Mio pops out the big ass kitchen knife and starts stabbing the sheriff. And he like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
Yeah, with full on Megan.
Yep. Oh, big time. So obviously he realized he just done found the fucking shadow, because he's like, what the fuck? And then instantly it starts to get even wilder. So the little flash after she kills the sheriff, she flashes, and then we see the creature start to copy itself, and then we see the shadow morph into the sheriff, and then what makes it even wilder is right after that she erases the original sheriff after she kills him, and then it leaves a freaking dusty ass outline of that shit.
Yeah.
So he got eradicated completely, and the shadow's there, and the shadow retains the memories and the way he talks and everything is like to a T, and they're trying to figure out their motive and their story leading up to the moment, but they got the memories and shit like that. The shit is wild, bro.
Right, and so Shinpei right now is watching all this go down, and then he in the cut, and then his phone started going off.
Hey, hold on. Before that, they start to what's even wilder is these shadows got a personality, because they was talking like Shadow Mio was talking about she don't want to walk into the house with a gun, because she was like, this ain't America. You can't just walk into anybody and pull a gun out. I was like, oh. So these shadows is woke.
I was like, oh, y'all taking jabs too? I was like, ooh.
I'm like, what kind of nothing worse than you got a doppelganger that kills you and they a freaky manifestation, but then they have a personality, they got jokes too?
Right, talking shit.
Can't be out here that shadows is woke.
Yeah.
They can't be shadows because they woke. Goddamn. Right. But yeah, so like you were saying before, Shin over here in the corner fucking freaking out and shit like that. And he trying to figure out what the fuck to do. And then this nigga phone ring.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, oh shoot, it's Doppelmio.
Doppelmio was on his bumper. The moment she heard that shit, she was on the leap. This nigga just looked up, and she was already standing from the top. She was like, oh.
So that's what he was.
She didn't even think a second of it. Before she even started talking, she stabbed the nigga.
Yep.
And this shit was gruesome. Yo, this is where we start to get into some gory shit. Cause she was stabbing that nigga and she was twisting the knife and this nigga was leaking all over. Shit was looking out. He was like, oh shit, this is me leaking.
Yep, and then Tetsu come out like, you not gonna clone him? She was like, nah.
That's disrespectful. That's so disrespectful. She's
like, not now.
She like, I'm acing this nigga. She got this nigga. She made that shit hurt, and that shit was specific. She was stabbing him a bunch of times.
Yep, now he out there on the floor tweaking. I'm like,
yeah, he was like, oh shit, I'm dead again. And then we get pulled right back. So like as he floats through whatever the hell the space continuum shit that's going on, he hears Ushio's voice kinda as he starts to float back.
Yep. And then next thing you know, we see him and he's back at the dock.
So this time he not in the titties, he on the bridge. So now we start to notice low key that he's losing time because he wasn't back on the boat again. He off the boat.
Low key, he probably just put hand in the titties.
Low key, but still, I mean, low key, high key because he didn't want to get one of them smacks again. But it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm back in the dock now. He's like, yo, what is going on?
Shit.
He's like, I know I got clipped again. So
yeah.
what?
He's confused. He on that lifeline like a video game. He like, what the fuck is going on? How many lives I got left? What the fuck?
Yep. So at this point, he sees Mio again, and this time he actually tries to stop her.
Yeah, but then he get battered, and he the one falling in the water. But he said, "Fuck, I can't swim." He said, "Damn, I'm about to lose another life."
Right.
But Mio quick to the save. She jump in. She like on the happenstance, I can swim, my nigga. So I'm gonna get you.
Right. And so she said she pulled him out, and then next thing you know, right?
Yeah, we go off, and then everything's going off scot, and then we see the next scene I think we see is Hizaru, and she's recording her experiences while she on the island, but she's up a tree hanging from she on the tree, and she like explains why she hanging from the tree.
Yeah, she explains why she's hanging upside down.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
She like, this get the blood flow pumping, and I can start thinking and shit like that. And she just recording shit to herself.
Yeah. Well, I guess she must be keeping evidence because
she following up. She on our boy's bumper, even though she smacked the shit out of him after he was in the titties.
Right, yeah, she's definitely keeping an eye on him.
Yep, for sure. So she's watching Shinpei, and then she's also watching the little girl. She said, little girl sus, and she said she also makes a reference. She said, there's a whole bunch of niggas out here, like low key, there's like some shadows and shit like that. So what's going on?
Right, I wonder how many shadows is out here. Shoot.
Yeah, so this got you thinking, you like, damn, who the fuck is the fakes out here? Who the real niggas?
Right. And then, of course, the next thing we see Tetsuya at his desk looking at nice magazines. and he gets a phone call.
Shin trying to make maneuvers to save folk because he telling Tetsu to there's an emergency and shit like that. He got to pull up and pull out so he don't run into doppelganger and get shanked.
Yeah, right. So he's setting things in motion.
Yep. He talks to Ushio's photo before he starts making the maneuvers, and I think this is the most realistic part of this anime. He deletes some stuff to have memory. I was like, I felt the fuck out of that because I'm doing that shit constantly. He charges his phone and he makes sure he on airplane mode so homie making moves for this record. I was like, all of this shit is realistic when you trying to capture shit. He removing memories. He's trying to charge shit up on fast modes and shit like that. This nigga trying to make shit work.
Yeah, you're not about to get me murked again, buddy.
He's like, I'm
Sue, you're not gonna get me murked again.
Yeah. So he's trying to figure out something, and he set shit in motion and shit. And then he noticed what I noticed about an episode ago. He look in the mirror. He like, wait, is my eye color different? And I was like, so it wasn't always like that then.
Yeah, I was wondering when they was gonna touch on that because I'm
this nigga was like, no, what's going on? My eyes was definitely not this. I was like, all right, that's sus as hell.
Right? Like, what happened to you in the city, bruh?
Yeah, what the fuck?
What happened when you left this island?
So he in the bathroom, so he get a little sus. He thinking about what the hell was happening with Mio and shit like that. So he was like, nah, I gotta check up on Mio. She in the shower. I gotta make sure she actually in the shower. So this nigga busts through into the shower and Mio butt naked on the ground, like cleaning herself and shit. And she attacks him instantly and calls him a perv.
Yeah.
But this nigga having multiple moments here. He
Yo,
either
he
laying
really
in some titties or scooping out the bathroom or something like that. Like it's a mess.
Yeah. He got hit with the shower head.
Of course. So he maybe get hit and called the perv, but he just happy she's safe.
Well, he gotta get hit with something every episode. So I guess this was
fucking
it.
Much. So he happy about that. So we flash cut to the next day where he realized he had caught the events that happened on video. He was like, all right, so my Mio was in the bathroom taking a shower. I saw that and I got hit for everything I worth. But he said, I caught this on video. And old girl was standing outside the fucking house looking like a whole damn stalker with a knife in her hand. So he like, all right, so my plan worked and I recorded it. He said, I got an official fucking video and this bitch was moving. So there ain't no fake photo, no nothing.
Right? He was like, nah.
So he said, the first person I got to show is obviously Miyu. So he knocked on Mio's door and he's like, I got to show you a video. And he shows her a video of basically her. And she was like, what the fuck?
He's like, yeah, that's not you. That's somebody else's house. He's like, that's the shadow. He's like, oh, shoot.
Yeah, shit getting fucking whacked out here.
Yeah, she was like, what? She was like,
so this is basically confirming all her premonitions and shit like that.
Yeah.
And Shin said, yo, look at her, look at in her arm. He's like closer. He's like, she did got that butcher knife, so she definitely here to ace your shit.
Mm-hmm. She had to clip you.
Yep. So he tells her the whole story and stuff like that. And he basically told her the story that she told him. And she was like, oh, sis must have told him. And he's like, nah, low-key. He thinking this in his head. He was like, nah, you told me this shit. I'm just telling your shit back to you.
Right. He's like,
Yep. So Miyu figures she like Ushio definitely 100% got killed by that shadow.
Yep.
So that's the end of the episode. And that damn theme hit. And that's how we get that cliffhanger right there. So what's your final impressions on the second episode and the series in general, and if you would go forward?
The second episode kicked it up a notch, and by the end of it, we still have more questions than answers.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, in regards to continuing this, now I need these questions answered. I need to find out what's going on with these shadows.
Oh, facts. We need to find out what's going on with Hizaru, who's stalking out the shit. We thought she was just a lady with the titties, and she got murked for everything she wears. So she definitely an agent of something. She undercover doing something because she in the mysteries and all this other shit. Like something going on.
The fact she definitely with some 3-letter organization.
She definitely are ops of some kind.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so definitely would go forward. I said, shit is wild. The main character is getting clipped off like 3 times already. Shit is wild. All thinking what the fuck is going on with these shadows and shit. 100% looking to continue because everything is a big mystery.
Yeah, like I was saying, this thing gives me heavy Steins Gate 5.
Yeah, this is stuff that you gotta piece together and fix. And boy, the going on ahead, I would definitely 100% recommend because because, like I said, this to me is the sleeper hit of 2022, and this is exactly up the alley of if you want something that's intense, thriller. It's a thriller. It's a mystery murder. It's a puzzle piecer that you got to piece shit together. You don't want to miss no episodes because then you gonna be confused as hell. Like shit is crazy.
Yeah, this is right up my alley.
And I recommend it big time. 25 episodes, and boy, do they know how to handle a 25 episode, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
oh, yeah, this should be good. This looks like it's gonna be so good.
100% guaranteed. So that's it on our sample and our recommendations on summertime rendering. We closing the book on that. Our next review episode, we trying to do is we're gonna have another guest up on us. For Black History Month, we gotta get, of course, Mr. Black in the building. We gonna record after that. We gonna be in a comfy couch guest episode with Mr. Black. We trying to do Fillmore. Fillmore's gonna be episode 1 and 2 classic. And then we gonna do episode 1 and 2, and then a kind of whole show retrospective on that. And it's respect to the Black culture and Disney's hand into all of that, and Fillmore, how it's a hidden, it's a gem of a classic that people remember at the time, but people don't know too many details about it in general. So it's definitely a recommendation to look back on and stuff like that. And we're gonna have Mr. Black, so that shit gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Definitely. So that should be fun. So we got an email set up at blerdbynature@gmail.com, Facebook and Instagram at Blerd By Nature, Twitter at Blerd By Nature, nature spelled Nature. Co-host, hit us with the YouTube.
You can reach us on YouTube by searching for Blerd By Nature Podcast.
Yes, and we are currently dropping episodes as we speak. We are dropping stuff out. Vault coming soon. Our latest episode as we recording right now that it dropped is our Wednesday episode. You can go and check that out. Co-host, you got any final notes before I hit the outro?
I'm about to check you next time I see you. Make sure you're not a doppel or a shadow.
I mean, it's hard to test one of them shits because they got memories and shit like that. Like, all right, so continue further on into the show, and we definitely gonna know how shadows work.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some help with Captain.
We gonna talk. Well, how you don't know shadow not a captain, not a shadow?
Oh dang!
Shit,
oh, that, oh shoot!
This the type of show where you go outside, you like, oh shit, who's who?
Oh man.
So I would recommend you going further into the episodes to try and figure out how the fuck to tell if niggas is a shadow or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some research.
Yeah, that's definitely the research time for sure. So so other than that, any more notes?
Nope.
All right, so everybody, thanks for joining us today from Black Thought to Nerd Power, and this is Nerd Power and Black Power at the nth degree. So this is Nicholas, Mr. Go with the Flow,
and this is the man with the plan, Maurice.
And this was another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast.
Thank you for listening, everyone, and until next time, peace.
Look out for them shadows. Peace.